Happy front end Friday, folks. Another day in the Kirky, and since I can't help with the adobe wall because I'm deadlined, trying to do my part as a citizen. So cleaned up the 98 Sport, just water and a rag, no soap yet. We're not sure yet what we're going to do with it. So she cleaned up pretty good. That is a beautiful color. If it doesn't become a donor, I'm going to get it repainted this color. So not sure why there's an oil cleaner in it. It could have to do with the rebuild of the engine and the fact that the entire thing looks like it was rebuilt to include the heads, which are the Screaming Eagle heads. I assume that they're part of the 1200 complete big bore kit, so it means probably the cams and all that is changed out on the bike. So this oil cooler has to be leaking somewhere, because this is what seems to be getting the bike super dirty. So there's the underneath of the bike. I was able to rub off a good portion of the dirty oil. The engine itself, the gaskets don't seem to be leaking at all. It's completely dry. So this is not that old of a job, so who knows how many miles this engine actually has in it with the new heads, pistons, and cylinders. So no leaks up here. Obviously they had to take off this case when they were redoing the motor and probably adjusting whatever they had to do inside the primary. But there's probably a leak up in here somewhere with the transmission, because it's pretty dirty. And when my transmission was kind of getting a little dirty, that's where on my 2001 Sporty, that's where it was leaking. So cleaned her up. These lace wheels will take a ton, but they look much better. I just cleaned, rubbed all the gunk off of the outside. Brakes are pretty dirty. I sat on the bike. These shocks are leaking, so the seals are pretty much shot. They need to be rebuilt. But if this becomes a donor, then they'll take the shocks from the 2001 because they don't seem to be damaged. Of course, my mechanic will tell us all that. All this stuff is good. The eyebrow, nacelle, the tachometer does not work. So when the bike starts right up, and it seems to idle really nice. The tach doesn't work, so I'm assuming it's iffy on the speedometer whether or not it's working. Missing a lot of little screws and stuff, a lot of little details, but nothing super expensive. Since the engine's running, I think it'll take minimal work to get everything good to go. What ends up happening that is good when you're cleaning your bike and looking at everything is, I'm not sure if it's visible, but somebody tried to take off these headers and snap that bolt. So my mechanic will have to do his magic and remove that broken bolt right there, or nut, whatever. But she looks decent with no soap and just the water wash off. I really don't like those mufflers. So if this bike becomes a fourth Sportster, I have the both the Screaming Eagle and the stock mufflers from my 2001 Sporty. I keep all my parts. Rear shocks look good. Don't know if they're any good. Of course, you know, there's the rough spots, the scratches and stuff, but the paint looks pretty decent. I mean, this is a 100-yard bike. For 100 yards, it'll look freaking amazing. So there you go. And in here is my 2001. So I'm not sure how people leave their bikes outside and just abuse them. My bikes have been stored outside before, and you just ride them and take care of them and keep them clean, and they look good. But you know, especially Harley owners. I guess Harley owners come in two extremes. The guys that all they do is wash their bikes and look at them and never ride them except to 4 miles to town and cruise around another 2 miles and take it back home and wash it and just stare at it. And then you got the guys that ride the hell out of them, but don't really take care of them, and especially the Sportsters, and then just ride them to the ground. These beautiful little bikes, and then try to sell them for outrageous prices. Of course, we got a hell of a steal on that bike, and Chaz's Sportster Custom right there. So there we are on part 4 of the Sportster Chronicles. For now, on a front end and Red Friday, Espinosa out.